Uh, Sorry about that. It had stopped on me. The previous recording, I think it went too long. But basically, what I was at is I I was giving like a fairy princess example. If I see a logo and they went crazy with it and they did their own uniqueness and it looked good, I'm gonna turn it around and be reading. It's like, I wonder what this is about. And it's like, oh, fairy princesses. Hmm, that's interesting. But I kind of like how the story sounds and stuff, and it looks good. So let's read it. It's actually pretty good and stuff. And if I like the story and everything, I'll read it. Regardless if it says the adventures of the fairy princess or something, I don't care if it's got a good story and artwork and everything. And they at least took some time on the cover because that is the most important thing. The cover and the logo is the most important thing about your book because that's what people first see. And I can guarantee that they judge the book by its cover all the time. It doesn't matter what it is. If they see a crappy logo, it doesn't matter if it looks bland. They're just gonna throw it back. They won't even look at the cover because I'll do that. If the I found one manga and stuff where the logo was kind of bland and it was kind of done before and everything, and I just looked at the cover and I'm like, no, and just put it back and stuff. And I've seen a lot of people do it, and I know a lot of people who do it and stuff. So you want to do that. You want at least a good cover. You want a good logo and everything like that. So those things should be focused and put as much time put into it as the story and the art itself. Because if the cover itself is not appealing to the eye and it doesn't catch your eye and be like, oh, what's this? No one's gonna look at it. No one's gonna read it or anything like that. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you 100% that no one's gonna do that. Um, no one's gonna pick up a book and it be like a bland, plain cover with just typed up words and stuff like that, and be like, "Oh, this is a cool story. Let's read it." No, they're gonna look at it and be like, "No." They're not even gonna take a second look because people judge it by the cover. That's what I, and that's why a lot of the times people will get something that is a piece of crap. They'll pick up a book and be like, "Oh, this is pretty cool cover looking and everything," and start reading it or say watching it and everything, and it's like utter crap. And it's like, I paid money for this. What the heck? And it's like, why did I buy this? Because they looked at the cover and it looked cool. Or like if something was done remade, and I'm using the Last Airbender as an example because I was just utterly mad with that. The Avatar Last Airbender, it was really good and stuff. And M Night Shyamalan made a terrible mistake touching that series, and he made something and he made a preview like showing Aang and everything and the airbending and stuff, and made it look like, yeah, it's gonna be really good. He sold it. He sold it, and he had the cover art with Aang bending air and stuff like that, and the cool logo and everything like that, and just made it look cool and everything and stuff. And when in reality the inside is crap. But people judge it by its cover and their past experience with the show, literally judging it by the cover and not doing any research on it and not thinking, wait a minute, hold on a second, let's be careful about this. There's just thinking, oh cool, Last Airbender movie, put it in. What the heck is this crap? This isn't Last Airbender. This is last. Uh, well, it's not Airbender. Uh, Sorry, I couldn't think of anything. I'm sorry, but yeah, a lot of the times to get your manga sold, it's on how you present the cover to it. It's how you present it and stuff. Your manga could be completely crap, and I'm not saying do this because it's a bad idea, and I consider it false advertising. But if your manga is like literally crap and stuff like that, and you've got an awesome epic cover and logo and everything like that, people will get drawn in and look at it and be like, "Oh, cool! What is this?" and start reading it and throw it in the fire really quick because it was false advertising and stuff like that. That's why I don't recommend doing that. So yeah, it's just something that you got to take time and effort into it. And now let me kind of talk about some of the do's and the don'ts and stuff. First of all, the dues. What you really want to do is actually know and be persistent with this. Don't say, "Oh, I'm gonna be a manga artist and everything and draw and stuff like that," and start picking up a pen and is like, "I'm gonna draw all this. Let's draw that," and be like drawing a bunch of fan art and stuff and everything, and drawing all these characters and stuff like that from people's original work that they already did and stuff, and say, "Yeah, I'm a manga artist" and stuff like that. Don't do that. No. Um, that is definitely a don't. Uh, now I'm not saying that's bad all the time. I mean, with me, fan art is literally how I started. And what I did is I was reading a series called Dot Hack Another Birth, um, where it's about, for those of you who haven't read it, it's the whole story is centered around Kite and Black Rose and their adventures inside the world. I won't spoil anything because it's an awesome book. It's an awesome book series. It's 4 books, and they're actually chapter books. They're actually novels and stuff. But I would go out and read them. I mean, they were really good books. If you're a fan of the Dot Hack series and you want to know what happened to Kite and Black Rose and stuff and their whole story and why they're mentioned so much and everything, read those books because it really explains a lot and everything. And if they're not your favorite characters by the end of the series, I would be surprised because those characters, the person who wrote it gave them a lot of character depth, especially the main focus around it, which uh, was was Akira or Black Rose, um, Akira Hayama or something like that. I forget her last name. I used to know it because she's one of my favorite characters. But Black Rose, it's centered around her, and she's telling the story. And if you don't like those, if you don't like Kite and Black Rose, by the end of that, I would be surprised because those two characters are probably the best characters in the entire whole Dot Hack franchise and stuff. But yeah, I started with that, and I was sitting there and I'm reading it and everything and stuff. So I'm like, you know what, I'm bored and stuff, and I wanted to draw Kite. So I picked up a pencil and pen and started drawing it from one of the pictures that she had in there and stuff. And I'm drawing it, and it came out really nice and stuff. But again, it was a picture of someone else's and stuff, so it was gonna come out right. And I'm like, this is pretty fun. So I started drawing a couple other characters, and draw a few, and then started going around and like, oh, I'm gonna start doing this more often and everything. And I had stopped for a long time and stuff because I'm like, I go and I picked up some papers and came up with some original characters of mine, and they looked like crap. And I wasn't happy. And was like, I can't do this. This isn't what's wrong and everything and stuff. So I had set it down for a long time, and then like a few months after that, I finally decided, you know what, I don't want to draw the. I like how the manga looks and stuff, and just started devoting my art style to the manga look. And yeah, and I continue to draw some fan art and everything just to because it is a good way to help you get used to kind of like the flow of the lines and how they meet and the different techniques. Is it helps you learn, but you still like there is a point in time where you got to start doing your own stuff. You got to stop with the fan art. I mean, I'm not saying you like completely. You can still draw fan art every now and then and stuff like that. But when you draw the fan art, instead, I'm gonna challenge you. When you get to that point and everything, do it for like a couple months and everything, so that way you can get used to the flow. But after that, stop drawing them line for line. I'm gonna challenge you. Okay, get like a character, say, uh, Harry Potter. All right, let's say Harry Potter. Okay, get him and look at him for a little bit, and then come up with your own pose, come up with your own look to him, make it still the initial theme of Harry Potter, but give him a manga form. Turn him into manga and give him your own uniqueness to him. but still make it to where it's believable that yeah, uh this is Harry Potter. I mean, you make it to where you can tell it's Harry Potter. I mean, I did the same thing with I did it with Venture Time, one of the most complicated ones to transfer from the original style to anime because it is so far from anime. It's like completely on the other side and stuff like that. Harry Potter, it wouldn't be too hard, which is why I gotta say that you gotta do it a little bit. But with the Adventure Time, it was very hard. And if you haven't seen the video, go into my channel and look at it. It's Kite Mashica's Nintendo versus Adventure Time, and it's really good drawing. It's huge. But uh, so that's my challenge for you. You could draw fan art, but whenever you're doing it, play with it a little bit. Have a little bit of fun. Like toy around with it. Give it your own like little touch to it and stuff. Still make it that character and everything. Like if you drew Link, still make it like noticeable that it's Link, but give it your own little style. Give it its own little uniqueness, kind of like this. I mean, this is one of my older drawings, but as you can see, I gave it my own little uniqueness. He's got a little bit of armor. It's a little bit more, in my opinion, a little bit more futuristic. He's got cool things on the hat. His hair is a little bit different. The Master Sword, it looks similar, but it's got like it's got ray energy and stuff like that, just like kind of coming out, and it's just got like a uniqueness to him. And I played with him a little bit. Of course, I drew that like really fast, but and stuff that I don't do that anymore. I mean, now my artwork kind of takes a couple days to do it. Um, but yeah, just play with it a little bit. Have a little bit of fun. And don't be afraid to change things a little bit because the thing about fan art is you can get in trouble for it because of what it is, because the fact that it is fan art and it doesn't require it to look exactly the same. Because and you can't get in trouble over it because it's over the Fair Use Act, which completely supports like parodies, completely supports fan based stuff. As long as you don't take immediate claim to like the characters and everything like that, you'll be fine. So that's my challenge for you is to like after like a month of like getting used to it. Once you're like used to how like the lines and everything flow, and you're able to at least semi do your own original characters and stuff like that. Next time you do fan art, that's my challenge for you. Play with it a little bit and stuff. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to give you tutorials and everything on how to do it. Well, more like lessons. But those are basically going to be the tips and tricks and the basics and stuff like that. Because, in my opinion, I can't teach you art. No one can teach you art. They can teach you the basics on how to get started, but they can't teach you art. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's animation or manga or sketching or painting or just your own uniqueness to it. No one can teach you art. They can teach you the basics, and you can go and ask about ideas and stuff. I can share my ideas with you in my own little techniques and everything, but I can't teach you the artwork. I can't teach you step by step like everything on how to do it because you're not going to do it the same way as me. I would if you're doing it the same way as me, you're pausing the picture. I'm going to accuse you of pausing the picture and drawing it line for line and everything and stuff because if you're doing it the same way as me, then there's something wrong and stuff. It's not you because that's what manga, in my opinion, and any art is. It's you. Whenever you draw a manga or a comic book or anything like that, and you're offering it to an audience, you're giving the audience you. What you see, what you feel. That's what manga is. That's why I try to implement into it is what I see, what I feel, what I think, but on the perspective of allowing the audience to be able to enjoy it and knowing that they will. So that's what I'm saying. Don't like stuff. Don't stick into it. Don't like focus completely around other people's work and other people's stuff because that's not you. That you there will be no progress whatsoever. which is what I semi agree with that one guy again because he's one of his opinions was don't do fan art, stay away from fan art. You can't do fan art and stuff like that if you want to do manga. And I look at him as like that's bogus because that's how I learned and stuff. Because I didn't have a teacher and everything. I learned on my own and watching other people's work and stuff. And to be honest, if I could draw this from just 6 years of nothing but work and watching other people's stuff, and starting with fan art without teachers and everything, that just proves that anyone can do it and stuff like that. I mean, it takes time and dedication, yes. And I'm not bragging to say I'm the best or anything like that. I'm just using myself as an example because I did learn on my own. I did learn from fan art and I did learn from watching other people's stuff and still gave it my own style. And finally got to a place where I'm happy with myself enough to where I mean, I'm not like fully 100% satisfied with my artwork. I will constantly improve it and stuff. Otherwise, I'd be hypocritical right now. But I am satisfied with the level of artwork that it is to where I will be to where I'm okay with presenting it in as a manga because I know people aren't gonna. It's not gonna be an eyesore to people, and people are gonna be drawn in and enjoy it. The stuff. That's why I put a lot of work into it. I did a lot of planning. I drew a lot of character designs and the logo, of course, Soul Corruption. Came up with an epic title, and that's another thing. When you draw a manga, don't throw a title in right off the bat. Work on it, come up with a list of mangas and everything, and try to figure out was like, okay, what is the story and what title best fits it? Like there are reasons why mine is called Soul Corruption, and I'm not gonna say anything because if you really want to see it, you'd have to buy my manga when it's released. If it ever gets released, I'm gonna try to. I would like to get it published by someone good, but I don't know. I'm like really, really kind of edgy about it. Sorry, my allergies are all screwed up. But yeah, and stuff. But yeah, just I do agree with the whole fan art thing. That's a good way to start for that particular style. Uh, but don't stick with it forever. I mean, I'm actually trying to trying to stop like line for line. When I do fan art now, uh, I do it my own unique way and stuff. And if you've seen my previous videos of Kite's drawings, you'll know that for a fact. Uh, but yeah, I I just don't agree with completely avoiding fan art. I mean, it's a very good way to start, especially whenever you're doing manga and everything. It helps get you familiar with it. I mean, if you watch the next videos of the tutorials, you can probably just skip all that and stuff. You can still do it, but I'm gonna be showing you the basics on easy way to draw manga without having to go through all that type of stuff and uh, completely avoiding it altogether. But it helps. I mean, it helps. It helped me learn how to do depth. It helped me learn how to uh, flow with the lines because, again, I didn't have anyone to teach me and stuff. Manga and anime in my house by my parents, they hate it. It's really frowned upon about them. I mean, we get away with watching it and reading it and stuff like that, but they hate it. They're my dad is like focused like on American cartoons being the only thing and anime being like all the same thing and stuff. And I look at him as like, have you even seen it? He's like, yeah, I've seen one. It's like, yeah, one. That's the thing and stuff. So, but yeah, manga's just something that's not really appreciated and stuff. I mean, it's a great art style and everything, and they're cool with me drawing it and everything because it's what I like to do, and it keeps and it's it's a good thing because the way I see it, art and stuff like that, it's a good way to for people who've had bad experiences with like say drugs or something like that. it's a good way to kind of keep from that type of thing and stuff because uh, one, you get to create your own worlds, and you can like literally lash out all your feelings on the piece of paper and everything, and what you feel, what's going on inside your head, your own world and everything, and you get to be as creative as your heart will let you, and stuff like that. And it's a to be honest, it's a pretty good high. I like drawing. It's really fun. I enjoy it. That's another thing. You gotta enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then art is just not for you. If you're thinking of it as kind of like a chore or a job or something, then art isn't for you. I'm sorry. No particular like if it's manga and stuff like that, and you find it as a chore or a job or something like that, instead of as a passion and a hobby and something that you just love to do, then it's not for you. I would try something else. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I could think about for like the introduction stuff. I know it's been a little long. It's probably been like a couple, like maybe an hour of me just talking, but this stuff needed to be said before anyone like starts getting into this because it's something that you need to literally devote your time to and stuff like that. I mean, I'm the only reason why I'm able to like do it as much as I can, much as I am right now and stuff, is because I'm not working right now. I mean, if I was working right now, I wouldn't be able to do it as much as I like stuff. I would be very limited on the time. I would literally, as soon as I get home from work, I would have to close myself in my room and draw until dinner time. And as soon as I'm done eating, come back up and draw until I go to sleep. Just to get anything done. But yeah, it would take me a lot longer, but oh well, it's something that I love to do. So I'm probably going to be doing the tutorial video tomorrow, uploading it because I'm just a little bit tired. I've been doing this for a while now, this video, and I hope you you do come and watch this and stuff because even though it's a manga tutorial, again, you can implement these things into regular animation or comic books because it's pretty much the same techniques. It's just different style and just animation. It's dumbed down a little bit more than comic books and manga and stuff. So anyway, so yeah. Oh, I forgot to show you this. This is an example of what I mean by pretty much scrapping your pages and redoing your artwork and stuff. Because this was my original page, my original first page, and as you can see, yeah, it's very flat, everything like that and stuff. So yeah. Oh, that's what I forgot. Okay, when you're doing the squares, right? And I'm gonna grab this really quick. When you're drawing like the panels and stuff like that. Uh, Crap, how am I gonna do this? Uh, Crap. I'm not sure how to do this. All right. Well, anyway, I hope you can see it. But when you're drawing the panels and stuff, don't go all squares like that, or it's just like all squares and stuff. Don't do that and stuff. And the way I learned this and stuff is like that guy I was watching was like he's got kind of a point. It just kind of seems like lazy and it's just like is all right. It just seems kind of like overdone and everything, no effort into it. So whenever you're drawing your pages, the artwork, yeah, it's important and everything, and that's the uniqueness of it. But also give a uniqueness of the panels too. Like draw like some squares and like give it some slants and like different shapes of the panels and stuff. And it's okay if like they kind of overlap the panels and everything like that, like with this section here and overlap into another panel. But see how this part here is like crooked and everything, and this is like straight. So either make it like all straight or all crooked. Otherwise, if you don't, it will look like it is either supposed to be straight or supposed to be crooked and messed up. So, like either make it like obvious crooked or obvious straight. So that's why a ruler is kind of helpful, and don't make it like that. And when you're drawing manga, give it depth, look at it from different angles and stuff like that, not just straight on. Otherwise, it just looks stupid, to be honest. I mean, compared to my new page one, that looks pretty crappy. So, yeah. Sorry if you saw my room. It was a little bit mess. I got, like, some clothes I got to put away. But, oh well. But, yeah. I mean, that's just the way it is, you know. I'm still recording. Yeah, I'm still recording. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. I hope you've enjoyed it. Oh, forgot. There's like literally one final thing that I gotta tell you about is get some pens and stuff. You're gonna need pens and everything. So there are some good ones that I could tell you about, but and stuff. I don't own the other kind, which I would love. But one of them that you can get is the Sakura Pigma Micron pens. They're black and they come in packs, and they're just a bunch of different size pens and stuff. So these ones really, really look good. But another one that is really good that I really want, and they're supposed to be the best, but they are extremely expensive. They're probably the most expensive pens you can ever think of, pens and markers, and those are the Copic markers. And those are like literally professional as they can get. They come in different packs. Some of them with like just like the blacks and the grays markers, and some of them are packs of 72. But the thing is about them is each pack of 72 is over $300. So yeah, they're very expensive, but you can't go wrong with them. Now this pack here, I got a pack of 8, and I spent like $30 on it. So, and they are good pens. I really do like them. I do not regret buying them. But I think the next time I'm gonna go with the Copic stuff. But all depends on you, and it depends on your budget and stuff. And you're gonna need pencil. You're always gonna want to draw everything in pencil first before you go over it with pen. Uh, because you can erase pencils. You can erase your mistakes on pencils. And if you don't want to go pen and you want to just to look pencil, find some permanent pencils. Find some permanent black line pencils and permanent color pencils. Uh, I would like to find some of those, but the particular style that I have in mind with this, it's supposed to be like this with the pens and kind of like the choppy shadings and stuff like that, because that's just the style that it looks, and it just looks good for for this type of story. So yeah, find some pens. Buy pens. Get some pencils if you want. You could use mechanical pencils and stuff. They work really good. No particular lead size. I just use 0.7, but just use whatever you're comfortable with. So yeah, and erasers. You're gonna want a good eraser. I don't care if it's like, just get something that you can erase a whole page and stuff, because yeah, you're gonna need it and stuff. And again, but before you like go and buy pens, know for a fact that you're gonna want to do this. Otherwise, you're just gonna be spending money on stuff that you're not even gonna use. If you decide like halfway through it, like I give up, I'm not gonna do manga anymore. I don't like it. It's not fun. I don't really care and stuff. If you buy those Copic pens, you just spent yourself you just wasted yourself $300. So yeah, even then, manga pens are expensive and stuff. And if you could get some manga paper, get some manga art paper, or me in particular, I'm using computer paper just because I'm scanning it into a computer, and so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, do that. So anyway, I think that's about all that I can really say right now and stuff. So guess I'll see you tomorrow with the first tutorial video. I know this is going to be a couple parts, but oh well. There was just a lot of things that I had to say. So I hope you enjoyed it and everything, and I hope I wasn't boring, and I hope I made sense. So anyway, thank you.